Virginia just made a move that could mean dinner is still on the table for thousands of families this November. With federal SNAP funding in limbo due to the ongoing government shutdown, 8 states, Virginia, Connecticut, Delaware, Kentucky, Louisiana, South Carolina, Colorado, and Minnesota, have stepped in with a clear message. Food assistance isn't optional. These states are using emergency funds and local partnerships to ensure November benefits go out, no matter what's happening in Washington.
Don't get fooled by the label. Subscribe now to uncover what's really behind your favorite brands. And get the truth Big Food doesn't want you to see.
It's a rare show of bipartisan urgency at the state level, one that puts real action behind words like food security and public service. But these stopgap measures are just that, temporary. The video dives into how SNAP recipients can prepare by confirming benefits on their state's Department of Human Services website, making sure applications are up to date, and knowing where to turn if delays hit. Food banks, 211 hotlines, and local nonprofits are ready to help. The core message is clear. This isn't about shame. It's about knowing your rights, staying informed, and taking control in uncertain times. 8 states have stepped up. While Washington is locked in yet another budget showdown, these states, Virginia, Connecticut, Delaware, Kentucky, Louisiana, South Carolina, Colorado, and Minnesota, are taking matters into their own hands. They've made it official. SNAP benefits will be distributed in November, no matter what chaos unfolds at the federal level. This is a critical move. With government shutdown threats looming and real delays in federal SNAP funding already impacting people's wallets, these 8 states have refused to sit back and wait. They're using state-level funding, emergency programs, and partnerships with food banks to get food onto the tables of those who need it most. These aren't just symbolic gestures. These are concrete actions designed to keep families fed while the federal government stalls. And let's be clear. This isn't business as usual. This is a stopgap, a short-term lifeline. The federal government is still responsible for SNAP. The shutdown has temporarily jammed the gears, but the program hasn't vanished. It's just not functioning at full capacity. These state-level measures are not permanent replacements. They're emergency supports meant to buy time and cushion the blow. If you're someone who receives SNAP benefits, you need to act now. First, understand what this means. If you had remaining funds from October on your EBT card, those are still available. But for many, the regular November benefits may not hit automatically. Delays could happen depending on how your state manages the funding gap. That's why you must verify your benefit status directly. Don't wait to find out the hard way. Check today. Go to your state's Department of Human Services website. Call your local SNAP office. Make sure your information is current. Update your address, income information, and household size. An outdated application could mean delays, or worse, a complete halt in your benefits. If your state is one of the 8 that's committed to November distribution, great. But even then, you need to be sure your case is up to date. If you don't live in one of the 8 states stepping in, don't panic. But don't be passive either. Many states are considering emergency measures. The only way to know your situation is to contact your state agency directly. This is not the time to assume or hope. You need answers from the source. And don't just stop there. Even if your benefits come through, prepare for the possibility of delays or reduced amounts. Build a backup plan. Look into your local food banks. Many communities have resources ready to help during exactly this kind of crisis. Call 211 to find out where your nearest food pantry is. These services exist for moments like this. Food banks across the country are gearing up. They're ramping up distribution, coordinating with nonprofits, and making sure shelves are stocked. But they can't help if you don't reach out. There is zero shame in needing help. Hunger is not a personal failure. It's a systemic issue, and this federal shutdown proves that point more clearly than ever. Accessing food banks and community support isn't just okay, it's smart. These organizations are built for this. They are staffed by people who understand that sometimes the system fails and people still need to eat. They're fast, organized, and compassionate. They'll help stretch your meals until things stabilize again. You should also be aware that while these 8 states are leading the way, they can only do so much. Their budgets are limited. Their emergency funds are temporary. These are not sustainable solutions for long-term food security. This crisis, like so many before it, has exposed how fragile the support systems really are. State action is a powerful step, but it's only a bridge. We're not here to sugarcoat it. Federal inaction causes harm. When lawmakers in Washington drag their feet, it's not theoretical. It's dinner that doesn't get served. It's a parent skipping meals so their kids can eat. It's disabled folks, seniors, and low-income workers checking their EBT card and finding nothing. That's why staying informed isn't optional. It's essential. Too many people rely on word of mouth or social media rumors. That's dangerous in a crisis. Go straight to the source. Your state SNAP website and local offices have the most accurate, up-to-date information. Bookmark the site. Call the number. Write it down. Make it your first stop whenever you have questions. Some people have already experienced delays. Others are being told their November benefits will be issued soon with no timeline. Don't accept silence. Keep calling. Keep checking. It's your right to know where your support stands. You are not asking for a favor. You are asking for the benefits you qualify for. This is also a wake-up call for all of us. Hunger doesn't wait for bureaucracy to get its act together. Food insecurity is already a daily reality for millions. A delayed benefit isn't just an inconvenience. It can be the difference between eating and not eating, between stability and crisis. If you're watching this and you don't rely on SNAP yourself, think about your neighbors. Think about families in your community. Spread the word. Make sure they know which states are stepping up. Tell them to update their applications. Help them find local resources. Support food banks. The more we work together, the stronger the safety net becomes. The truth is, this moment is bigger than politics. It's about the basic human right to eat. No one should go hungry because politicians couldn't agree on a budget. And no one should feel ashamed for needing help during a national crisis. We're not talking about luxuries. We're talking about food. Even if you've never used SNAP before, now might be the time to apply. If your income has dropped, if you've lost hours at work, if you're struggling to pay for groceries, don't wait. Apply. Your state's Department of Human Services can walk you through the process. The worst that can happen is a denial. But the best that can happen is getting the help you need. And if you've already applied, don't assume it's all good. Check your application status. Confirm your eligibility. Make sure no paperwork is missing. Even one outdated form can block your benefits. Stay on top of it. Your food security depends on it. Remember, the system is strained right now. That means longer wait times, slower responses, and more red tape. But persistence matters. Keep following up. Keep verifying. Don't let the process push you to the back of the line. There are people working hard to get you the assistance you deserve. Caseworkers, nonprofit staff, volunteers at food banks. They're doing everything they can, but they need your help too. Make their job easier by staying organized and informed. This is a tough moment, no doubt. But it's temporary. Shutdowns come and go. SNAP funding gets delayed, not destroyed. State programs pick up the slack as best they can. Community groups step in to help. And people like you, watching, listening, acting, are what keep the whole thing from collapsing. So here's what to do next. Check your benefit status. Update your SNAP application. Call your local SNAP office. Visit your state's website. Reach out to local food banks. Use the 211 helpline if you need assistance locating resources. Don't wait until you're out of food. Plan now. And don't keep this to yourself. Share this video. Post it in community groups. Text it to friends and family who might need help. Talk to your neighbors. These 8 states have made a commitment. But that commitment only matters if people know about it and take action. Like this video if it helped you understand what's going on. Drop a comment if you have questions or tips for others in your state. Subscribe to stay updated on the next SNAP developments, especially if more states join this list or if the federal government finally unlocks funding. Food is a right, not a privilege. And while Washington fumbles, we move forward, together. We're not done yet, because this crisis isn't just about 8 states doing the right thing. It's about millions of people being forced to survive in a broken system. A system that too often puts paperwork before people. Budgets before bellies. Delays before dignity. Let's be blunt. If you're watching this, there's a real chance you or someone you love is relying on SNAP to get by. And this moment, this budget crisis in Washington, it's not your fault. You didn't create the gridlock. You didn't push the country into a shutdown. Yet somehow you're the one paying the price. You're the one checking your EBT card balance late at night, hoping to see funds that haven't shown up yet. You're the one wondering if your kids will have lunch next week or if you'll have to make another visit to the food bank. But you are not powerless. You are not helpless. And most importantly, you are not alone. This is where knowledge becomes power. This is where community becomes strength. 8 states stood up and said, "We're not going to let our people go hungry while DC argues over numbers on a spreadsheet." And they didn't just say it, they acted. They funded November SNAP benefits with their own budgets. They coordinated with local food programs. They showed leadership where federal officials showed delay. Virginia, Connecticut, Delaware, Kentucky, Louisiana, South Carolina, Colorado, Minnesota. These states took action. But here's the truth. Even in these states, this isn't a guarantee unless you take action too. No one's going to knock on your door and explain how to get help. No one's going to send you a text saying, "Hey, don't worry, your EBT balance will be updated by Thursday." You have to make the call. You have to go online. You have to follow up. You have to verify. There's no room for assumption in a moment like this. If your paperwork isn't updated, if your information isn't current, if your address changed and you didn't tell the agency, you could miss out. And not because you did something wrong, but because the system is overloaded and imperfect. That's why checking your application isn't optional. It's essential. Visit your state's Department of Human Services site. Look up your SNAP case. Make sure every detail is accurate. Because when these state-level benefits go out, they're going to those who are active and verified in the system. No delays, no glitches, no errors if you stay ahead of it. And what if you live in a state that hasn't made this promise yet? First, don't panic. It doesn't mean you won't get your benefits. It just means your state hasn't publicly confirmed what they're doing yet. Many states are still waiting for clarity. Some are preparing emergency plans, but haven't rolled them out publicly. The only way to know what's happening in your area is to check your specific state's SNAP page or call your local office. Call volume might be high. Wait times might be long. But persistence matters. Keep calling. Keep checking. If you need food now, don't wait for an answer. Go to your nearest food bank. Call 211. Ask a neighbor or a community center where to get help. Don't wait until your fridge is empty. Act early. Now let's talk about food banks, because these organizations are doing heroic work during this crisis. They're not just handing out cans and boxes. They're coordinating distribution schedules, managing supply chains, working with nonprofits, and fielding thousands of calls from people just like you. They are often the first line of defense during federal funding gaps. If you've never been to a food bank, you might feel nervous or hesitant. That's normal. But don't let that stop you. These places exist because our government safety nets aren't perfect. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to ask why you need help. They're going to hand you food. And they'll do it with respect and kindness. These services aren't charity, they're community. And they work best when more people use them, share them, and support them. So if you've used a food bank before and it helped you, tell someone else. Share the number. Post it in your building. Mention it at your school or church. You never know who's silently struggling. And yes, the paperwork matters. I'll say it again because it's that important. Your SNAP application must be current. It doesn't matter if you were approved last year. If your income changed, your household changed, or if you moved. Update everything. A single outdated form can lead to missed benefits. And in a crisis like this, that's the last thing you want. Some people think updating an application is complicated or intimidating. But it doesn't have to be. Most states allow you to do it online. Others will let you call and make changes with a caseworker. Yes, it takes time. But that's time invested in your ability to feed your family. Don't let red tape steal your benefits. We need to be real about what's happening. This shutdown may pass. Congress may eventually agree to a budget. Federal funds may resume. But even if that happens tomorrow, the damage has already been done. Benefits have been delayed. People have gone without food. Parents have had to make impossible choices. This isn't theoretical. It's lived reality for millions of Americans. And while 8 states are trying to cushion the blow, there are still 42 others where decisions are pending, where families are still in limbo. This isn't sustainable. Yes, we need long-term solutions. Yes, Congress needs to fund these programs on time. But right now, the most important thing is action, your action. This is your moment to take charge of your benefits, your plan, and your food security. So let's recap what you need to do step by step. Go to your state's Department of Human Services website. Check for updates. See if your state is one of the 8 providing November SNAP funds. Call your local SNAP office. Yes, call even if the website says your benefits are active. Speak to someone. Confirm it. Update your SNAP application. Don't assume it's current. Check your income, household size, address, and any other required information. Contact local food banks. Use 211 or search online to find one near you. Many are offering emergency assistance and prepared to help. Let's not sugarcoat it. This is the kind of stress nobody asks for. You're doing your best. You're managing bills, maybe working 2 jobs, maybe taking care of kids or elderly parents, maybe battling health issues of your own. And now, because Washington can't get its act together, your food supply is suddenly uncertain. That's not just frustrating. That's outrageous. SNAP is supposed to be a guarantee. A promise from the government that no one in this country goes hungry. But what good is a promise if it can be delayed every time politicians can't agree? And let's be honest. They do this every year. Every single year. Budget fights, shutdown threats, last-minute deals. And every time it's regular people like you, who pay the price. That's why what these 8 states have done matters so much. They've said, enough. They've made a choice to act, not wait. To lead, not stall. And they've done it knowing they can't fix the whole system, but they can protect their residents for 1 more month. It's not perfect. It's not permanent. But it's something. And right now, something means everything. Virginia, Connecticut, Delaware, Kentucky, Louisiana, South Carolina, Colorado, Minnesota. If you're in one of these states, you've been given a small cushion. That doesn't mean you're off the hook. It means you've got a chance to get ahead of the delay, to prepare, to make sure your information is airtight, and to secure your benefits before anything slips through the cracks. Check your EBT balance. Don't assume funds are loaded. Confirm it. If nothing's there, call your local SNAP office. Don't wait for the benefits to magically appear. Get a clear answer from someone in the agency. Ask them, is my November benefit approved? When will it be issued? Is my case up to date? And don't just ask once. Follow up. Follow through. Because here's the hard truth, if you don't speak up, you might get left behind. These systems are overwhelmed. Offices are understaffed. When federal funding slows down, it creates a ripple effect all the way down to the person sitting at the front desk at your local assistance office. So if they don't hear from you, if your file is flagged or marked incomplete or simply delayed, you may not know until it's too late. This is where preparation becomes survival. Don't leave it to chance. Don't wait for a notification that may never come. You have to be proactive. That's not fair, but that's the reality. And if you're not in one of the 8 states stepping up, that doesn't mean you're out of options. It means you have to be even more vigilant. Keep checking for updates. Some states may announce plans late. Others may implement emergency measures without much warning. If you wait for the news to find you, you might miss your opportunity. And let's talk again about food banks. Because for many people right now, this is the safety net. These organizations are facing record demand. Again, they stepped up during COVID. They stepped up during inflation. And now, they're stepping up during yet another shutdown-induced crisis. Many food banks are distributing more than ever before. Some are setting up mobile sites. Some are waiving ID requirements. They're doing whatever it takes to make sure nobody walks away empty-handed. But they can't help you if you don't show up. This is not the time to wait and see. This is the time to act. And if you've never used a food bank before, you might have 100 questions. What do I need to bring? Do I need proof of income? Will there be enough food? Here's the answer: just go. Every food bank operates differently, but most are welcoming, non-judgmental, and built to help. If you're hungry, if your kids are hungry, if you're down to your last few dollars, go. That's exactly what they're there for. And for those who feel shame around needing help, don't. There is no shame in seeking food. No shame in asking for what's rightfully yours. If the wealthiest country in the world can't guarantee food security without drama, then the least it can do is make sure the people who need help get it with dignity. You are not the problem. The system is. You didn't create the shutdown. You didn't hold up the budget. You didn't cut the funding. But you are the one who has to deal with the fallout. And that's what makes your response so important. Because for all the political games happening in DC, there's something much more powerful happening on the ground. People are helping each other. Families are sharing food. Communities are organizing food drives. Local leaders are calling emergency meetings. Volunteers are packing boxes. People are refusing to let each other fall through the cracks. This is what real resilience looks like. Not hashtags. Not headlines. Action. So let's talk about what you can do right now today before this video ends. Double-check your SNAP status. Don't assume anything. If your benefits haven't arrived, make the call. If your application is incomplete, fix it. Reach out to your local food bank. If you don't know where it is, call 211. That number is staffed in most areas and can connect you to nearby food assistance, emergency shelters, and nonprofit programs. Talk to your neighbors. Check in on your elderly relatives. Share this information in your community. Let people know what's happening. 'Cause not everyone is online. Not everyone is plugged in. And in a crisis, silence starves people. We've said it before, and it bears repeating. This isn't your fault. But your actions can still make all the difference. So if this video helped you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Send it to someone who needs to hear it. Post it in your neighborhood Facebook group. Put it in your building's hallway. Let's make this information louder than the confusion and misinformation out there. And if you're still watching, thank you. You care. You're informed. And you're not backing down. Now hit that like button if this video gave you clarity. Drop a comment below to tell us what's happening in your state. Every update helps someone else. And subscribe so we can keep you informed the second there's any news about SNAP, federal funding, or additional states stepping in to help. Remember, food is not a luxury. It's a human right. And no one should be left hungry because of political dysfunction. Take action now. Stay ahead. And never forget, you have the right to be fed, the right to be supported, and the right to demand better.